All right, good evening, guys. We finna get ready to start the weekly report of the first week ending of the Smart Account Challenge. We had 3 trading days this week. We started this CMAG account, with about $700. Here is the trades that we placed. We finished the week at $938.13, a little over 28% growth in 3 days. Day one, we made $52.73. Day two, we grossed $199.28. Day three was no trade. Thanksgiving was on the 23rd, and day four, we made $36.68. And this trade that we took is on YouTube on IRBT. This was a dip trade. It gave us a great dip, about 34, and we sold the fourth thing at like 62. We put the whole thing on the X. We wasn't able to take a huge position on it because we had the stock was priced at like $36 or something like that. So definitely out of our price range. But guys, it was nothing. What I mean, it was nothing that looked good this morning. I mean, it was nothing that looked good. SPRC had this radical move, but the thing is with SPRC, we wasn't able to get margin on the stock at all. So when I broke down the gap and go around 9:15 a.m., we wasn't able to get any margin on it. This is what we 1 second. Yeah, this is what we saw this morning. Nothing. IRBT was the only thing that looked interesting. Everything else too cheap, too cheap, too cheap. SPRC went from $7.70 all the way up to $14. Just crazy momentum. The thing is with SPRC, this is the higher day Momo scanner. I couldn't get margin, so only thing I could have took was around 90 some shares. They said, well, if you could have took that and you could have rolled it up. But the reality is, with SPRC, it was so hard to mitigate risk because of the spreads. Like you had like a $2 spread, so it was showing like 13 by 11. It was showing 14, flash to 14, flash back down to 10. It was just all over the place. It did halt at 11:59. I'll show you here because of volatility, but that was at 11:59. And when it resumed, it skyrocketed up. But like I said, it's not a trade that I would have took in a small account because it was so hard to mitigate risk. I just didn't feel safe placing the trade. So what I did was I took on a large cap stock, which is IRBT. I got one good entry, capitalized about $36, and then shut it down. Hands off the button for today. So now we have established a cushion into the account. So we got $938 into the account. Next week on the 30th, they're going to debit the account around $199. So keep a look at that. I gotta pay for a platform and market data fees, and CMAG told me it's about $199 that's gonna come out of the account, and that's gonna cover the fees, and then after that, I'm good to go. So now that we have this cushion established by taking these one trades, going into Monday's session, as you can see here, our best price was really, you know, was pretty much good. We was 100% accuracy on everything we took this first week. I could say MSCAF almost presented our first loss of the challenge, but it was able to scale back up. So this is something I definitely wanted to iterate. Yeah, I had two orders. I had one buy and one sell. Let me go to reports. Let me go to reports and let me go to details. The actual details of the trade this week. Let me go to Okay, so on this one, all of them was really one buy and one sell. But what happened was they said that we would get partial fills. So I was getting charged partial fills. Like I did not get an entry where I did not get a partial fill for some reason. So this was bought one and I sold one and I was out. I thought it was going to be around $5.90, but they said I got a partial fill. So that means they charge you $2.95. How they put it, it's kind of weird because once you press the buy button, that is really a market order. So once you press the sell button, that is considered also a market order. You're not going to sell. So they charge me $2.95 per ticket for every partial order. So that's just something to keep aware. Here I was charged. I had one. I bought this one 382 shares at 10.52, and I sold this one order at 1104.97. I had 15 fields right here, 15 fields within those 11 those two orders, but they only charged me $12.99 for the max. He said that if it's a partial order, they will charge me $2.95 per ticket, per partial order and per ticket, but it would not exceed $12.99. So I got charged the max, $12.99, $12.99. So I got taxed around $25. So my gross of this account, I'm trying to see, um, both sold. Okay, so here you go. My total, I had six orders, 21 fills, quantity 1,564. I grossed, and the 3 days that I traded, $288.69. My common fees was $43. NCN fees, and my net is $238.13. So that's not bad. It's just I have to be aware of the positions that I take because it's not going to show me the commissions are kind of high. So going into the game plan for next week. Next week game plan. Now we have established a cushion. I think we should try to aim for two quality trades, but still having that base hit mentalities. If we can get two quality hits, um, that would be all right because we definitely have roughly we have a $238 cushion over our deposit. So now it's time to exploit that. My best trade this week, my best trade this week, I would definitely say it came from. Let me go to overview. Let's go to dashboard. Let's see. So this is our RBT. I added it. Let's go to calendar here. So out of these three trades, I think that my best trade for this week would have definitely been day one. Definitely it was it just felt now the price wise. If I click here, I wasn't able to use margin on CUEN because I didn't have it was priced under $5. So I definitely didn't get margin on it. I think this stock was priced at I'm not sure. It shows you your entries and exit, but It was definitely priced under $5, so I wasn't able to utilize margin. Ideally, I want to be able to utilize margin to the scale of account. So the difference between the 21st and the 20th and the 24th, even though I was able to use margin on the 24th, the reality is IRBT was a high price stock. It was priced at this morning at $38.98 right here. Priced at $38.98. I bought it for the dip of 34 because at the opening it popped up to 39 and then it flushed back down to like 35. And when it dipped below the psychological level of the $0.50, I felt that it had enough range to give us some back towards that significant breakout point of 39. So I bought the dip at 34 and I sold the whole thing at 62. I put the order on the X. So that was a great dip trade. Great thinking. But the difference is here is that I was able to generate on MCAF, I was able to generate volume. I was able to generate 382 shares of this stock, MCAF. So I was able to use more of my margin. So I had 382 shares. And 382 shares, and then I had because I bought this at 1052 and I sold it at 1104, so I had a 52-cent winner on it. So that because I had margin and I had a 52-cent winner on it, it was the best one out of the whole. And I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting a base hit, but when it started to move, I just let it go. And it actually hit a high at around $12.40, but it flushed back down. MCAF spreads was about 20 to 30 cents. Like it was tricky to trade. I did not sell this on the X, by the way. I hit the bid soon it gave me the break of 11. I hit the bid because on the X it was like 11:36. I could have tried it there, but it was flashing back and forth, so I just hit the bid and bailed out and just walked away on it. That was the only trade that I took. And the only difference is from that winner is that I was able to utilize more of my margin. So my game plan for going into next week will be actually, let me clear this. My game plan going into next week, because we have the 20th, the 21st, the 30th, and then Monday is the 27th, the 28th to 29th. They going to, I don't know if they charge me before the before the trading day, or they charge me after. I'm not too sure, but she stated they do charge the last day of the calendar month. So this would be on the 30th. I should be charged the market data fees, which is about $199. Market data and platform fees was $199 a CMAG, or 250. I'm not sure, whatever it is. We have made those fees going into the 27th, 28th, 29th, and then I don't know if it's going to come before or after. Hopefully it come after so I can utilize some of my buying power, but if it come before, then I just have a little less buying power than I have. So going into the next week section, I definitely want to target stocks where I can use more of a margin, because this is a grand slam day. If I can utilize more of the margin, I will feel a lot better, because now I have 938. You times that by 6, I should have like 54,938, and we times that by 6. $5,620 in buying power. that I can utilize. So that means I can take 1,000 shares above five, and I can take about maybe 13 or 1,400 shares of $6 or something like that. So that's going to be the game plan. If I can, ideally, I want to get closer to $1,000, 1,000 shares as possible, but it just wasn't the case for this week. November has been really slow. No, a lot of great traders, Ross and Warrior Trading, it's been slow today. I know a lot of them traded SPRC, and I wanted to trade SPRC. It's just that I didn't have margins, and the spreads was hard to control, operate, especially with a $700 account, $900 account. I just wanted to get green, establish a cushion, and then walk away. That's the whole idea when you do it, because my back is against the wall when I'm taking these trades. So like day one, if day one was a loser, then I would have been, I have a $350 cushion. So I had a $700 account, so I had a $350 cushion before they locked the account, right? I had a $200 cushion over the margin because I think they take margin if you go below $500. So day one, I had a little more margin. Day two, I had almost 27% of my account. Then day three is here. I just added a little more margin on. So the plan is going into Monday, because now we established a cushion, we can continue to go one trade, one trade, one trade. But now Monday, my plan is just trying to increase the volume of my trades. Maybe I'm looking for two good trades from Monday going into the next week and starting to increase that volume. Hopefully, we see something next week that's more exciting. I think that we should, because today was the day after Thanksgiving, so I didn't really expect much, but I show up like usual, and that's pretty much it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Now I don't know if I'm going to. I'm gonna say this. I don't know on if I'm going to add what they take back out of account. So when they charge me on the 30th, let's just say they charge me $199. To be fair, I was going to add the $199 back into the account. So wherever they charge the account, we'll see how this weekend, and then the next, well, January 1st. I don't know, let me go back. So December 1st is a Friday. December 1st, I was going to add whatever they took out of the account for the platform fees, but I might not do it. I might just let it go and then just see where we go from there. If I decide to do it, I will definitely mention it on the 30th when the fees are deducted. So going in the game plan, let me write this down. The game plan is going for next week is to get two quality trades, and to utilize more of our margin. So that's going to be the game plan going for next week. Um, the daily goal will not change. It will still be 10% of the starting equity. I think that's more realistic. So if I have $938 into the account, my goal will still be $93.80. So roughly $94. If I can make $94 on Monday, that's great. Wherever that take my account, that's just a little more buying power I can come back to and then trade for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and etc. So that's my goal. The daily goal doesn't change. It's still $94, but we'll definitely see if we can get two quality entries, and we'll see if we can get two trades, because like I said, day one, day two, and day three was really, and day four, Wednesday, was a no trade day. So one, two, and three was really establishing cushion. Now, Monday and going into the next week, I want to see if I can get two great quality setups and then build more cushion, often ultimately earn a little more profits into the account before the 30th. The challenge is turning 700 into $5,000, and the reason I chose $5,000 is because once the account gets to $5,000, you can leave $2,500 into the account, and then you can day trade. You want to get a $2,500 account. So if I was to press the reset button, I would have put $2,500 in the account and then scale the account. Had I would have known that the fees and commission structure was like this, I wouldn't did it this way. Total commissions is $44.98. You know, I definitely wouldn't did it. I would not do it this way. I would not start with a $700 account. If you're going to use CMAC, at least be 1,500, 2,500, or if you can, maybe go around 3 to 4,000. You know, that would give you enough cushion. That would give you more room, and it wouldn't do too much damage for the commission. Now, I would never recommend when you trade there that you trade with 100 to 200 shares. You don't want to trade in CMAC with 100 to 200 shares because what you're going to find out is that you're going to always lose money. At the end of the month, they will charge you $200 a month to utilize their platform. So if on the 30th they're going to charge me $200 to use the platform, so that means my first week I made $238. Well, realistically, that's the platform fee. I'm only going to be about $38 green after they deduct the $200 from me. So if I didn't place any trades until next week, I only be about $38 green. So if you're definitely going to do it, if it's the first time you ever did it, definitely put around 2,500 and up. If you can't do 25, go about 15 to 1,800 and then go from there. So that's going to be the conclude my weekly report, guys. I established that next week I will be executing two quality trades. I already broke down that I want to utilize more margin, so that means I want to really target stocks that's above $5, or stocks that's because it can be $3.73, and then it will be marginable. It's their margin policy is not straightforward at all. It's just kind of it's just because SPRC, as you can see, is above and was above $5. It opened at like $7 or something, $8, and I could not get any margin. It was the leading gapper. When was SPRC was the leading gapper? It was a leading gapper on the 23rd. It was a leading gap on the 22nd. It was a leading gap on the 22nd, and I did not take any trades because I didn't have any margin. Here, go right here. I didn't have any margin on SPRC. It was the leading gap, and they gave you a terrific move. Only thing I can take was like 86 shares of it. So I just said it wasn't no trade. It was a no trade day. Shot, I had margin on shot, but the reality is the float's high, so it was kind of choppy. It was a grind type of stock, so I didn't trade that. Um, and everything else, it wasn't really nothing down there. GDC, a quick pop and drop. It wasn't straightforward at all. So everybody's eyes and attention was on SPRC. So that's what I wanted to focus on as the leading gapper. But if it was only 86 shares, the trade would not have been worth it. Now that 86 shares today probably would have, because it went from $7.70 and hit a high of $14. But That's like a home run trade, and that's guaranteed almost never going to happen every single day. And if I'm only going to get 76 shares, there's no way that I can really scale this account to $5,000. I gotta utilize 90% of my buying power to try to maximize my share size to rip that 10 cent and shut it down and come back tomorrow. So other than that, guys, I'm gonna stop the video now. I'm going to upload my weekly report. This is the first week of the day of the small account challenge, 700 to 5,000. As we can see, we cleared the week of $238 from our starting balance of 700. Starting cash is 700. We in $938.13. A gross of $238.13. Trade or die. See you Monday morning.